Hey guys, we're finally back.
Hello.
It's exciting. We're happy to be here. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, we're back. I'm so excited to talk about what we're going to talk about and just get back into it because I've been missing it. Have you been missing recording and being here?
Yes, of course. Yes, of
Of
course.
course.
Why would I not?
Exactly. Why not? I'm excited. What are we discussing today, Emily?
Something that I'm very excited about. So, you know how I always complain about how Emily makes me watch her anime recommendations, but then when I want her to watch something, she doesn't watch it? Well, today I'm forcing Emily to watch one of my anime recommendations, and that is going to be my favorite series of all time, Inuyasha. And you know that this is my favorite series of all time, not because of my shirt, but because I permanently have Inuyasha and Kagome on my body.
Uh, uh,
I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm like, this is great. This is great.
you know what? I've been dreading this.
Oh
I was like,
god.
I knew. Oh yeah, backtrack. I have posted a TikTok on my personal page where it's the audio. I'm blanking on the audio. You're just gonna have to go look at it. But it's me talking about how I'm finally watching something that I thought I wouldn't like, or something like that, along those lines. And the anime I put in the TikTok is Inuyasha. And when I tell you I was afraid for my life with the Inuyasha girlies and guys, like I thought they were coming after me for a second. I was like, they're like, what? Get in, like, I'm like, it's more like I refuse might not have been the right word. It was more like it's always been on my watch list. It's just every time I finish something, I didn't pick Inuyasha.
No, you kind of refused. You
You know
kind of
why?
refused. Because
But here's the thing.
every
I
time.
didn't want to give you the glory. I didn't want you to have the victory. But obviously, here we are.
No, the thing is though, is I had to beg for this to be an episode. I'm sitting there, we're in our little meeting, right? And I'm like begging. I don't beg for things. I don't beg for things to become episodes. I kind of just go with the flow. And this was I was like, I'm putting my foot down. I want this episode now. So here we are. And I got my way. And that's all that matters.
Here is the thing. I like it.
I knew you
Are
would.
we shocked?
That's the thing.
Are we shocked? No,
That's the
no,
thing. It's so good.
it is. But I will just
We'll
want to
talk
say,
about it in a second.
yeah, before we get into or in depth about Inuyasha, can can we just talk real quick about AOT and the news that just like came out this week?
They're dragging it on. Like I was not surprised. I was not surprised at all. Basically, if you guys didn't know, AOT is going to be releasing in two final parts. Like it's going to be one final part, but two separate like two cores basically of the final part.
AOT is replacing the never ending story. This is never ending. And I'm like, what in the capitalistic scam? I mean, listen, I was shocked that it said two parts, but I'm not shocked at the same time. The thing about this, it's like they're slowly ripping off the band-aid, but it hurts to slowly rip it off. Just yank that bitch. Like, end it. But then I was thinking, I'm like literally in lecture today. Like, we're talking about like microbes and, diet and all that stuff, Paleolithic diet, whatnot. And I'm just like, yeah, uh-huh. And I'm like, how are they gonna split this into two parts? Knowing the ending and all that stuff. Because you and I have read the AOT ending. I
Mhm.
I have no idea. Like literally I have no idea what a breaking point could be to where they do this in two parts. And then I swear, if they're like, "Oh, movie,"
Be surprised.
I'm
I literally like I the thing is I'm not even pressed about it because I just expected this. Like I'm not surprised at all. So like I just don't even get bothered by it anymore. It doesn't get under my skin anymore. I'm just like whatever. It's gonna happen when it happens. I have the satisfaction of knowing the ending, so I'm like it's not like I'm an anime only who's waiting to see what happens. Like I know what happens, so like it's fine. I'm just waiting to see it animated. So I don't know. I'm not surprised and I'm honestly not mad about it because I just if I it would be a waste of my energy to be mad about it.
thing. Um, I was like, who can I talk to about this? Because, well, first off, I tried to talk to Shinny about it, but then she's like, this is making my head hurt. And I was like, I understand. Me too. But then I was like, who can I talk to about this? Obviously, got to go to my anime plug, Adrian. So I was like, hey, what do you think about like AOT, the final, like having two parts? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah. So then I sent him the Crunchyroll tweet about it, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And then I thought it was funny because he said, "I'm just gonna spoil the AOT ending for everyone, just so they could go read it."
Literally. It's just more of a I want to talk to people about it, but it's like I just want to be able I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to waste my energy being upset about it because
I
I I've wasted too much of my energy being upset over AOT that I don't want to give it a second more.
here's the tea. I was like, I wonder if I can convince Dana to read the ending. So then I asked her. I said, "Hey, AOT, the final, whatever, final. It's gonna be two parts. Are you gonna read it?" And she was like, first off, she said no, and I was like, I get it. No, I don't. Um, I was like, okay, why? Why not? She goes, it has to, like where this part one ends, depending on how it ends or like how crazy it ends. She said she will read it if like she can't handle it. So that made me curious. Where the hell are they gonna leave this part one off? And then when exactly in this year are we gonna get part two? Because I swear to God, if they say winter,
They're going to say winter.
and I saw a tweet, not a tweet, this was on TikTok. I saw a TikTok where like not AOT ending when they're gonna start animating Shibuya arc, and I was like,
Yeah. It'd be like that. It really do be like that.
well, instead of stressing
Anyway,
yourselves out, let's get
yeah, I was like AOT gives me a headache. I don't want to talk about AOT.
let, let us know what you think, either like in the comments or join our Discord and we can discuss it. But yeah, AOT, ugh, whatever. I'm not mad. I'm perfectly fine. Anyways, let's get into Inuyasha. I'm ready for these questions. I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about it.
Okay. Well, my first blanket question is do you understand now why I love it so much? In the sense of, like, knowing me as a person and knowing, like, the kind of shows I like, and now that you're not done with Inuyasha, you've only watched season 1. So, like, it gets better and better in my opinion. But, like, just as the 27 episodes you've seen, do you understand now why, knowing me very well as a person, I love this show so much?
Yeah, I see it. I think with it being like a seinen, like obviously this is the main girl character is written very well. Like to a point where it's way more like realistic and I can what's the word? I can relate to her more with how she acts, especially when she's like being like silly goofy like around Inuyasha, but not in like like obviously she likes him, right? But not the type of thing where she's like I like him. She's just like still yelling at him, still like getting mad at him. They argue all the time. I think that's so funny. And but she still will like go like way out of pocket in a scene to where she's just like I'm taking over because Inuyasha, you're stupid. And then like she'll shoot her arrow or like she'll like jump and save a kid, that type of thing. And I'm just like Kagame, gold medal, here you go, number one girl, number one girl. She's so funny, so realistic. I'm like, I don't know what you see in Inuyasha right now, but I get it.
Listen, it's like a I don't wanna say it's slow burning
No,
because, like, it progresses pretty quickly. This is an anime that I really want Adrian to watch, and I know that he said, like, he couldn't get past, like, a lot of the first few episodes because he, like, got bored of it, but, like, I promise you, like, it gets so good. And I don't think it's slow burning at all. I think once they finally, like I think it happens really near the end of season 1 where they finally, like, get their foot in the door and are kind of, like, going on the, the mission to find the sacred jewel, all the pieces, like, really, like, the crew is together, it's, like, established who they are and, like, who's going, and I think that's when it really starts to pick up. But I say it's not slow burning in terms of the romance because her Inuyasha and Kageme's romance like, it goes pretty fast, but the thing is that bitch Kikyo is there the entire time, and the thing is here's my mini rant for the day. Kikyo doesn't even really love Inuyasha. She doesn't. She's just a selfish little shit. Like, she doesn't really love him. She wants him, and I think it's like, more of a she feels like she owns Inuyasha in a sense.
it's because
That she, like, wants to take to him to, like, everywhere she goes. Anyway, I am not a fan. I hate Kikyo, and people are like, "She gets redeemed." She does not get redeemed. She never gets redeemed. In my opinion, I hate her. I literally worst and the thing is, though, she's so well written. Like, she's very well written. She's written to the point where you hate her. You're supposed to not like her. I hated her more than I hated the main villain. Yes.
I have something to say about Kikyo. Okay, before she understood the whole like misunderstanding part, because obviously she thought, spoilers, she thought Inuyasha is the one that betrayed her, right? So when she had learned finally that it was Naraku or whatever his name is, the main
Mhm.
villain at this point, when she had learned it was him, she was just like, okay. But then she chose to still like ruin Inuyasha, knowing that he still, well, then cared for her, still cares for her, and is trying to go out of his way to help her. And she's just like, I don't care. She's like, I'm dead. And you know what? If I'm dead, like, you can't be happy. And that's when I'm like, okay, that bitch Kikyo, I get it. But at that point, when she didn't understand the misunderstanding, I was just like, okay, I get it. You're upset. Obviously, you were murdered. Can't, you can't just put that like over your head. Like, you can't forget that. But the fact that she's still going out of her way and choosing to be like this evil person and not be happy for someone that she had cared about, I'm like, evil. You are a super rat. Get out of my face. You're a leech. Get out of here. I hate her. I hate her so much. And oh my god,
She
that scene when she's like, Inuyasha, I'm dragging you to hell with me, and then like he's unconscious, and then Kagome hits her with the fact like, if he was conscious right now, he would not choose to follow you. And I was like, never yet. But then before that, when she kissed him, I was like, no, 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 no.
oh,
But
girl,
then,
just you wait.
but then, when she was like away, she was like, Inuyasha, just remember the feeling of my lips when we kissed. And then she just glittered away. I was like, what the fuck?
She's literally the worst, like, she is actually the worst. She is the toxic ex-girlfriend who will not go away. But then it's like, this is a situation where the girl or the boy is, like, the sweetheart in the relationship, right? And the girl just is like the guy still cares for her so deeply that he would, like, do anything for her because he cares about her so deeply, and the girl knows that, so he takes advantage of she takes advantage of it. to prevent him from being happy because if they're not together, then he doesn't deserve to be happy, is essentially the way she thinks. And that's why I hate Kikyo as a character so much because all of her intentions are very, very selfish. She I'm not gonna say she doesn't love Inuyasha. Well, I did. Actually, I did say that. I did say she doesn't love Inuyasha because um, but, like, I think it's more lust at this point and, like, an obsession with him than it is love, but I think she truly did love him at one point.
She when she was alive. Now she's
Yeah, when she wasn't
now
a
she's
zombie.
now she's a dead zombie freaking sewer rat. I hate her with passion. She knows what she's doing is wrong, and she's still continuing to be like she needs to get over herself, like get off of her high horse. Like, girl, you are not important. You are 50 years older than Inuyasha now. Like, go dig your own grave again. Leave.
And like, you do know that Kagome is I just need to make sure, you know that Kagome is the reincarnated Kikyo, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure. I was like, it's the reincarnated Kikyo, that's why she has all, like, these abilities and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was my first question that kinda dwindled into my second question, which was, "What do you think of Kikyo?" There we go.
I hate her.
Um, who is your favorite character so far?
Wait, I want you to guess first.
Is it Shippo?
No.
Oh, it's not Shippo? I love Shippo.
You're gonna
You know
laugh.
who I think it is? No, you know who I think it is? What's his Jackin?
No, actually. He's part of her.
Really? It's not Jackin? Oh, I know who it is. It's the flea.
No.
No!
He's human.
I oh, Koga?
Honestly forgot
No,
his
it's
name.
Mirko, the
The
monk.
monk.
The monk is your favorite. Mirko is your favorite character. He's actually really funny. I really like Mirko. He's so stupid.
When I had told Dana, I was like, he's my favorite. Like literally the episode he was introduced, I was like, this man is ridiculous. He's funny. He's my favorite character. Because he's like a different type of ridiculous compared to Inuyasha because like they're still both very like stupid and obviously act like
Yes.
men. But there's more like Inuyasha's more like naive about things and uh what's his name? Mirako?
Mhm.
He's like obviously he's a perv like but he's so he's like don't be pervy y'all okay listen this is like not reality but him like Mirako when he's like being pervy it's like ridiculous where he's just like you're the love of my life like it or like here's the scene because this just happened when he's like talking to Sango and he's just like are you sure you're okay like I just want you to be okay that type of thing and it's just like where are your hands going and like his hands are on her thighs and she just like smacks him and he's just like uh
He also starts everything with, "Will you bear my children?"
yeah well, I actually have not heard that yet
You haven't heard
no
that? He
he
hasn't
has
done it
not
in
said
season
that
I
yet
don't know when he starts doing it, but yeah,
I
when
don't know
he'll, like, later on when you keep watching it, he literally will go, "Will you bear my child?"
I
Like, to every woman he sees.
okay, yeah, I remember when Dana was watching it and I would just like walk out into the living room and then I just would see him say that. I'm like, "What?"
It makes sense with his
It
character,
makes
but
sense.
also the thing I really like about Mirko and why he's different from other pervy characters, because I feel like some pervy characters absolutely serve no purpose besides being pervy.
Right.
And Mirko has like, I don't know if they've gotten into his backstory, like, in depth yet, but he has a really, like, intriguing backstory that makes him the way he is, not saying the pervy part, but, like, makes him the way he is in terms of how he treats people, specifically Sango, and, that's what I think separates Mirko from other pervy characters, and I really love Mirko, and I love Mirko and Sango together. I know that they're not together yet, but, like, when they get together, it's just so cute, and then seeing them in Yashahime together is just makes my heart it's so I love them, but Mirko's a really, really good character. I really thought you were gonna say the flea.
He's funny. I like how he's like he like goes around him like actually running away, but then he'll be like, "No, I didn't run away. Like, I was here because I was helping you, Inuyasha, like Master Inuyasha. I'm here getting information for you. I didn't run away because I thought you were gonna lose. I'm like,
He's
yeah,
so funny. And the thing is I'm really excited for you to continue watching Inuyasha because season 1's good. Like, I'm not saying season 1's not good. I really enjoy season 1, but the more it goes on, you haven't been introduced to Rin yet, have you?
no.
Yeah. You get Rin, why is that the only thing I can think of? Anyway, you get Rin, and then you get, a lot more characters because as, the story develops, obviously, like, the main villain develops as well, and the main develops the main villain develops in a way that I feel like sometimes a main villain, if it stays the same villain consistently throughout the series, can be boring. But in Inuyasha, Naruto develops with the series and develops in a way that keeps you interested as him with him as the villain the entire time. And I'm excited for you to see that.
Here's the thing about here's the thing about him being a villain. One, we're back at the same trope. He is good looking. What is it with villains being really good looking? Also, like, okay, I get that Seishomaru at this point is giving like villain, but obviously like not throughout the whole series he's like not, right? Like there's going to be character development for Seishomaru. This is like weird though, like me watching it. Like obviously I don't know like everything that is with Inuyasha, but having like watched Inuyasha somewhat like secondhand, there's like some things that I'm like I know what happens, like I know endgame for people, I know about some things. But when I had watched the episode with Sango, like her first introduced, and I'm like, is her whole family dead? I had to text Dana that, and she's like, yeah. And I was like, but then they said her brother's name, Kyoko or something. Anyways,
What's his
Kyoko?
name? No, no, it's not.
It's in my text messages. Kyohaku. I texted her, I was like, isn't Kyohaku like alive? I was like, I feel like I have seen him longer, like in the series now. So I was like, this isn't making sense in my head from like what dots I'm reaching and trying to connect and whatnot. So it's interesting to like somewhat be in the know while watching this, but also like really not having any idea like what's happening, obviously. But yeah. One main villain dude's hot, say somebody who's hot. Eh. But I'm like, damn, like he really does not like his brother. And I'm like, what did Inu okay, I get he doesn't like humans and Inuyasha's like half human, but I'm like, is that like the only reason you really don't like him? I was like,
Yeah,
that's
that's literally the only
I was like,
reason.
that's kind of rude.
I mean, it's Seishomaru.
I mean you're right.
That's like it's like that's so on brand for Seishomaru to be like, I hate you because you're human.
I'm like,
Come
I'm
on.
also ready for him. I texted Dana. I was like, when does Seishomaru meet that girl?
Rin?
Yeah. Okay, that's her name. Yeah. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
ready to see his character development when it comes to his relationship with her because like she is, from what I know, human.
Yes.
I'm also ready to just see like Rin and like Jockin like interactions because I know he's
They're
about to
so
be.
funny.
I know he's
They're
about to be so
so
good.
funny. And you know who, like, I mean, I guess this is a spoiler, but you know who, like, Seishomaru ends up with, right?
Yeah, he ends up with her.
Yes, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
where some people were
Cool.
like, that's like weird because she was a kid and like he like basically like raised her like type thing. I'm like, I'm not thinking too in depth with that, honestly.
We're in a
I'm like, he doesn't
fictional
age.
world in where he is a demon who literally does not age and is like, I don't know. I've never thought too deep about it. I don't know why. I never thought too
I
deep about
just
it.
see
But okay.
people on TikTok and whatnot like make so many comments about like everything in the world where I'm just like, like I just see everything, y'all. It's crazy, but I never thought there was a problem with that.
What do you think so far is your favorite couple? As far as like who do you think your favorite couple is gonna be?
Well, I'm gonna have to say right now it's like Inuyasha and Kagome just because there's more like right now a connection between them because I mean obviously Inuyasha likes her but he's stupid so he doesn't at this point really like understand that he like likes her cuz he's so caught up on like saving
Kikyo.
Kikyo. I keep wanting to call her Kyoko, and I'm like, no, incorrect. That's not her name. But like, he's so hung up on that he's like blinded by it. And then
Yeah.
I also don't think it helps that Kagome looks like her.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, she
she
literally
is
is the
literally her. Yeah,
reincarnated
yeah.
Kyoko's or Kyoko. Kikyo. You have me say it.
I know. But like the thing is what makes me mad about like Inuyasha with this whole thing is that like he knows that that's not really her.
Yeah.
Like she's dirt and bones. Like it's not
But
really her.
also, can you? But also, can you really blame him because like
No.
he's been asleep for 50 years and like he really loved her
Yeah,
and
it's
really does like care. Like I am 100% Inuyasha and Kagome are meant to be endgame. Again, I have them permanently on my body. They're like my favorite couple ever. But the thing is like Inuyasha really loved Kikyo. But the love he has with Kagome is so much stronger and has withheld so much more because Kagome never gave up on him, even when, because she fully understands everything he's going through because she knows that he loves Kikyo. And there was an episode where the first time I cried in Inuyasha was it was pretty far into it, but I cried because I was really upset about the fact that
I mean, it's like the type of thing where it's frustrating to watch on my end, but like I get it. I get why he's doing this. And obviously
yes,
like I can keep reassuring myself since like I know Endgame that it's not him and Kikyo, it's him and Kagome. So I'm just like it's more of I'm frustrated for Kagome because I know he's gonna keep hurting her.
yeah, I the first time I cried was a frustration at Inuyasha. Like I cried, I was so upset because I love Kagome so much. Because there's one thing about the female characters in Inuyasha is they are very, very, very well written, very well written, and I think one of the reasons I love this series so much is because the female characters stand on their own without their male counterparts. And I feel like in a lot of anime, especially a lot of older anime and manga, the female characters, even if they do develop, they always are dependent on their male counterpart for some part of their storyline
Like
and their
she's
growth. And in
like Kagome
Inuyasha,
yeah, Kagome like she's still like dependent on Inuyasha in some like scenarios and like certain like incidences. No, that's not the fucking word. What the hell? Anyways, you get what I mean. Like but she's still obviously she'll take the lead or she will like, not listen to Inuyasha because he doesn't think with his head in most like scenarios. So, she'll obviously grab hold of the reins and like fix a situation or like even when Inuyasha's like step back like I got this when he was fighting like say Shomaru even though he did not have it at all, okay, she was like no, got her little arrow, her bow and arrow, and she was like bang 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 and like was taking the lead, y'all. She was
yeah,
shooting that arrow. So like she is a very well written female character for her time. And I think that Inuyasha, not like him, but like the show Inuyasha, um, is a good example for how a female character should be in any type of media, not just anime. It could be anything. So I really like her. She's very relatable. She's very independent. She knows what she wants. Obviously, she's still like she's only like 15, right? Or something like that. So
Yeah.
obviously she still will have like moments where like, bumps in the road, something's not going her way or like, she's reacting maybe not as level-headed, but like that's just normal for people.
Yeah,
And I feel
for
like
sure.
they animate her like or just like the story of her and how she's like living and experiencing like life in the feudal and modern world is very
Yeah.
realistic.
Yes.
Even for like this being like a fantasy anime, she's still very
Yes.
like realistic as a person. So
Yes. And you
love
have not
her.
gotten any filler yet in the first 27 episodes, but I'm really excited for you to get the filler because the filler is actually really, it's like, because it's not, like, I mean, there is a point where it's like 20 something episodes are filler, but it's like filler that still drives the story in a way. Like, there's a whole filler episode of Kikyo and Kagome in a cave. And so much happens in that episode, you're like, wow, this is filler, but like this actually like added a lot to the story. And even the ones that don't add to the story are just really fun to watch and like really comforting. So I'm really excited for you to get to the filler. Inuyasha, this is how I know it's my favorite series, is that I love the filler and I think it adds to the story, even though it's filler. So I don't really have any other questions. I'm very pleasantly, I knew you were gonna like it, but I didn't think you were gonna like it as much as you seem to be liking it.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised as well with how I've been able to like binge watch these episodes. I mean, obviously, one, I had to because this is like the podcast episode. This is like what we
Mm-hmm.
decided to do. But also, like, I'm just enjoying watching it and I'm excited to see where characters go. Like, I'm like, I need Shippo to level up. I need
I
Shippo
love
to have
Shippo so
I
much.
need him to have a courage moment. Like I need him he can't be courage to cowardly lion anymore. I'm like
I
let
love Shippo.
I'm like he needs to level up and I'm ready to see that. But also just like
Yeah.
everyone else, I think Mirko's so funny cuz he's just like unwrap wind tunnel and I'm just like wind tunnel. But Sanga's badass. She's only been in like
Do you
3
see why I
episodes.
wanted to cosplayer?
She's so fucking cool. But I was like, sucks that you just had like a Demon Slayer moment, literally, where like everyone's dead. But
Which is funny
character.
because she's literally a demon slayer.
I know. I was laughing. I was like, oh.
She's literally a demon slayer.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. I mean, it has me like reacting out loud, where I'm like, what the fuck. But that's more like with Kikyo stuff. It's just crazy. I'm not excited to see more of her.
The thing is, she never goes away. That's
I
the
know.
thing.
She's
She
like a
never goes
leech.
away. She's a fucking Yashahime. Like what? Like not really Kikyo, but like you know what I mean. Like she never goes away. She never goes away. I hate her. Hate her.
Yeah, I will
Not
say
fan.
I'm most excited to for Rin to pop up just to because I really don't know much of her backstory of like or like who she is. I just know that she follows Seishomu around, so I'm guessing she's an orphan. um, but um,
Good guess.
I also want to see more of like Inuyasha in the modern world. So
Those are
um,
what a lot of the fillers are. That's what a lot of the
because
fillers are.
the only time he was when they had that the mask demon attacking like Kagome's shrine and like her grandpa and all that stuff, and he was there, and I was just like to her brother, I was like, "That's your future brother-in-law."
I love her brother. Her brother is like the cutest thing ever. He's so adorable. And there's a filler episode where he's like falls in love with like falls in love. He's like what, like 7 or something, like with this girl in his class, and Kiki, not Kiki, and Inuyasha and Kagome are trying to like help him get the girl. That's like the whole episode. And I love it. Oh, I love this series so much.
I think
I'm
another
so happy that you're watching it.
I think another factor of me like really enjoying Inuyasha is the fact that like I know things because you know me, and just us in general, like we look for spoilers, but it's not
Mhm.
like me looking for spoilers. It's like like for Inuyasha, it's the fact that like I've seen things or like I already like know some things. So I'm like, okay, like obviously if there's a cushion at the end, which is like me knowing end game stuff, I'm like, good, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to what I want it to be. But the middle part, I'm like, where are we going? Like, what's
No,
happening?
literally, that was me because I obviously like I that like Inuyasha and Kagome were endgame. I knew that Mirko and Sango were endgame, but I was like, how does this happen? And it happens in such a beautiful way. Ugh, I love this show so much. I love this series so
Yeah,
much.
I'm like,
I could literally cry talking about it.
ugh, I'm like, I'm strapping in. I don't know where we're going, but we're getting there. And so, here's the thing though.
I'm so happy.
I'm like, okay, right now I'm watching it on Netflix because they have the first two seasons. But after that, I'm like, it's only on Hulu?
Yeah, the whole series because with Inuyasha, it's the first. I think it's 7 seasons, and then it's a season. It's another series called The Final Act, which finishes the story, and it's only on Hulu, which kind of sucks because I
Interesting.
remember when I had to watch it, I watched it on Hulu, and I was like, I literally wanted to cry every time because of the ads. But what I really, really want for my birthday is like my ultimate wish list thing is I want to own the whole series of Inuyasha like on DVD.
Um,
Yeah, that's like
Interesting.
what I really want. Yeah.
Hmm. Maybe you'll get some manga of Inuyasha.
I only have volume one.
Who knows?
Who knows? My birthday's next month, everyone. I'm turning
Wow.
23.
How exciting. I mean,
Yes.
if you don't have any more questions, I think that's
That's
it on our
it.
Inuyasha talk. Um,
Yes.
Glad to be back. This was a good talk. Yes, she has successfully made me watch one of her recommendations. What will be next? I don't know. She's gonna tell
Sasuke
me.
Miyano.
Yep, gotta finish that. Here's the funny thing about that though, is that I was like, oh, Emily, look. And then you deep dived into it, and I was like, eh. Then you're like, you're gonna finish it. And I'm like, okay.
Literally like I'm like concealed weapon to the head. You're gonna finish.
Because we had watched the first two episodes together, like at her house, and then
And we were
she.
squealing. Literally on the couch, both of us were like,
Speaking about that, the movie, is that getting a theatrical release or is it just popping up on like whatever streaming site?
I have no idea.
Because I've
But
seen
it's coming up
trailers.
next month.
Oh God. Um. Okay. Word.
Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Right. Right. Uh, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I have no idea what next week's episode is. I mean, I do. At the top of my head, no. But be surprised. Actually, no. Here's a quick plug. You could go to our Instagram, go to our story highlight. You can see what episodes will be popping out the rest of this January. And then we'll be making a schedule for February soon. So be excited for that. Obviously, you can join our Discord. We love talking to everyone on there about anything, to be honest. Obviously, we're here on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor. I believe that's the only platforms.
TikTok.
Oh, we're on TikTok. I love Sweet Butter TikTok. I loved making that Kimi Todoki.
I knew you did. I saw it and I was like, she probably had, I actually bought some manga the other day. I need to make a manga haul video. I've been meaning to do it.
Ooh.
I literally have my manga in a bag that I got because I got like 4 volumes of things the other day. And I literally just
Ooh.
like, it's just sitting in the bag
We're
because
like
I've been meaning to film this video.
we're like rambling now, but that's okay because we miss talking to you guys. Every time speaking about manga, every time I walk into BAM, I'm like totally blank in my mind. I'm like, what do I collect? What do I have?
Speaking of which, this has nothing to do with BAM, but I got 2 new tattoos in Mexico, everyone. I got a coal sprite and a butterfly. This one is my only non-anime or nerd-related things. This is actually a matching tattoo with my cousins. So, yeah.
Sentimental.
Anyway, let's go because I'm tired.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah. Much love to you guys. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. You can go view our other episodes. Much love. Like and
Oh,
subscribe.
thank you for a lot of views on our last episode.
Yeah, rate our podcast on Spotify 5 stars. Much love. Yeah. Ooh, Chinny, make this the outro. That's all I got from that.
That is the most
Best
iconic
ending